The movie opens with Olaf, a Viking king from Ireland, arriving with his army in Northumbria after learning that Edward, king of the Anglo-Saxons, has fallen gravely ill. Edward soon dies, leaving behind 3 sons, none of whom were named as his atheling. Lady Egifu and the youngest son Edmund flee to Bebbanburg where Edward's former ally Uhtred resides. Although retired from war, Uhtred is informed that Edward's eldest son Aethelstan will likely attack his younger brother Alfred and makes plans to stop him. Before Uhtred leaves, Ingrid prophesies that 7 kings must die before England is to be united. Uhtred reaches Egilsburg, where Alfred prepares to defend against Aethelstan's impending attack. Aethelstan and his advisor Ingilmundr soon arrive and thwart a trap set by Alfred. Uhtred convinces Alfred to surrender peacefully, but Aethelstan swiftly kills him and massacres his men. Aethelstan is crowned king of the Saxons, and Ingilmundr, who is secretly Aethelstan's lover, urges him to fulfill his grandfather's dream of uniting England and all Christians. In Eoferwick, Aethelstan has taken over following the death of the previous Northumbrian king Ragnvaldr and demands that all foreign kings pay him tribute or face conquest and forced baptism. Uhtred arrives and witnesses the destruction of pagan monuments before learning that King Hywalda has submitted to Aethelstan after his son is taken hostage. Uhtred then discovers Aethelstan's relationship with Ingilmundr and believes he's being deceived. Ingilmundr secretly plans to have Uhtred killed, but he's warned by Aldhelm and flees back to Bebbanburg. Aldhelm is subsequently labeled a traitor by Aethelstan and hanged for his actions. Ingilmundr arrives at Bebbanburg to take the castle, but unaware that Uhtred had escaped, he's quickly captured. Ingilmundr later convinces a servant to lure Uhtred into a trap, where he is captured by Aethelstan's men, forcing Osbert to surrender Bebbanburg. Osbert and Edmund are taken captive and sent to Thelwil, while Aethelstan, unable to kill Uhtred, banishes him from England. On the Isle of Man, Olaf hosts a gathering of kings with Prince Domhnall and the rulers of Strathclyde, Orkney, Shetland, and Man, warning them of Aethelstan's impending conquest. Although they initially decline the offer of allying with a pagan, Aethelstan embarks upon an invasion of Scotland, forcing King Constantine and the other rulers to ally. A weakened Uhtred is found by the Danes and taken to Shetland, where he learns that Ingilmundr is a Danish spy and meets with Olaf and the other kings, who request that Uhtred assassinate Aethelstan to avoid war. Uhtred travels to Wintoncester and unsuccessfully convinces Aethelstan to stop his conquest. Uhtred then returns to Bebbanburg, only to learn from Egifu that Olaf had sacked the castle, and sealed Ingrid and the common folk in a cave to suffocate. Ingilmundr massacres the Saxons at Thelwil, and Uhtred later arrives to discover that Osbert and Edmund had managed to stay hidden and survive. A remorseful Aethelstan makes peace with Uhtred and plans to stop Olaf's invasion but refuses any help. Knowing that Aethelstan will likely die, Uhtred and his allies head to face Olaf, who has amassed his forces at Brunanburh. At the Battle of Brunanburh, Uhtred and Aethelstan's forces are heavily outnumbered and make a tactical withdrawal, allowing Saxon cavalry to flank from behind, and in the chaos, Domhnall and the heirs of the other kings are killed. After witnessing Ingilmundr attack Aethelstan, Uhtred is gravely wounded whilst attempting to aid him. In the aftermath of the battle, the other kings quickly abandon Olaf, and captive Ingilmundr is executed. Aethelstan helps return a mortally wounded Uhtred to Bebbanburg, and Finan concludes that the deaths of Edward and the 5 heirs, 5 kings who will never be crowned, only partially fulfill the prophecy that 7 kings must die, while Uhtred speculates that he will be the 7th. Uhtred then agrees to swear Northumbria to Aethelstan in exchange for him agreeing not marry, nor have any children, so that his brother Edmund will be his sole heir when he dies, making Aethelstan the first king of a united England, fulfilling the dream of his grandfather the great King Alfred. Seemingly on the verge of death, Uhtred experiences a vision of Valhalla where he sees several of his deceased allies waiting for him, followed by the words from his most trusted, Finan. Did 7 kings die? The chronicles do not record if my lord Uhtred survived, but those like me, who know him, recognize him as the greatest warrior of our age, and a man who made a kingdom. The movie ends by telling us that Aethelstan ruled for 15 years. He is considered to be the first and greatest king of medieval England. The Danes continued to invade England, until its eventual conquest by their Norman descendants in 1066 AD, yet the fortress at Bebbanburg still stands. Bebbanburg, now known as Bamborough Castle,